So if you haven't heard yet, obviously we are giving away $20,000 to one of our athletes for their off-season commitment, and we're also trying to make sure that we inspire others to work a little bit harder in the off-season and make sure that these little excuses don't pop up. So we've got Adzi here today, and we're actually going to punch through a couple of the explanations around the tests that we're actually going to be using to get a winner for this $20,000. Our athletes internally are pretty used to these tests, but externally we've had a lot of questions around what the tests are and what type of athletes can actually win it. So today we're going to start with two of our key tests, both our isometric mid-thigh pull and our counter movement jump. So Adzi, do you want to tell us a bit about the metrics that we're going to be looking at?
Beautiful. So starting off with our isometric mid-thigh pull, this is a max strength test. Essentially what we're going to be looking at, we're going to be looking at the raw score that an athlete will get, their peak vertical force, which is purely based on their ability to push into the ground, and then we get their score from there. We then have our counter movement jump. We're focusing on our jump height. So we're looking at that pure flight time, quite explosive in nature. It's really quite a dynamic movement. We sort of get our result from that.
So the IMTP is a raw score. So we're looking at maximum force. So this is an exercise or a test that's going to be far more suited to a bigger individual with a lot of raw strength. So most of our tests do account for body weight. We obviously have a male category and a female category, but nonetheless, this one is bigger, stronger. Typically, you're going to be able to get in that top three. When we look at the counter movement jump, because it is based on flight time, we actually have to project the body weight that you have vertically. Obviously, the heavier you are, the more powerful, more force you need to put into the ground to actually elevate yourself up. So this is going to be a little bit more conducive to someone who's elastic, has really good power output, and potentially not the heaviest person, but someone that has a really good power to weight ratio. So if any of these tests sound like that's something that you can absolutely dominate in, and you're not a member of Athletes Authority, maybe you might need to look to join.